starting with going here from the home page to the rates and charts section, which is one of the sections that we changed slightly in the last week. This is one of the most visited sections of our site, and the changes that have been introduced here are only at the homepage level. That is what you are seeing right now. The home pages through how our site are basically organized in a main left column, and the smaller right side column. And we have changed here the look and feel and the functionalities of this main column. Basically, this section here, rates and charts, as the name suggests, here you can find rates for the forex markets, but also some related markets, which until now were not totally visible, and not at all in this homepage, sub-homepage rates and charts. And this is one of the changes that we made. So at a first glance, when you enter this site, you can have a glance here as to what currencies are doing, but also what other asset groups are doing, such as commodities, bonds, and equities. Okay, it's easily to understand information. Green colored means it is that market is up since the opening. The today's open. Red is below the open, and you have the percentage change for the corresponding market. Okay, and here this is interesting already as a starting point to start finding some relationships. If I come here and I see equities are most in green for today. So what is happening to commodities in relation to equities? What is happening to bonds? Which currency pairs are usually in green when equities are also green, and so on. Starting finding this relationships which not always apply, but which most often than not manifest a certain rotation, a certain relationship, a certain more or less logical relationship, but a relationship for that matter. And the second half of this homepage, here you can see some of the recommended chart features. Whereas in the past we just listed our platforms, the platforms whom we work with. There are 4 or 5, I think right now we work with 4 different charting providers. In the past we hadn't listed here with their name and the popularity of those charting platforms, but the change hopefully has been for the better, because we now found out some of the singularities or features that can be found under these charting platforms. Charting platforms are very similar among them. They have all the same indicators, all the same type of charts and so on, same markets, but there are some functionalities which only few of them or only one of these platforms offer, and that is something that we wanted to highlight and listed here for the visitor. For instance, if you like to see news plotted on charts, then by clicking here on the image itself, you are brought to the specific platform. In this case, it is the live charts window, which in this case from Pro Real Time, where you can see the news that are produced here at FXStreet directly on the chart. Okay, you can zoom in and zoom out as the normal charting platform, and by hovering the mouse you can see at least the title the news that have been produced during this time interval. Okay, on a 4-hour chart, you may have, like here, this example, several news under the same time period. Okay. This is just to quote an example. You may have more specific functionalities, such as performance chart. This is something that, at least here in the company, many people didn't know that we have a charting facility here, which enables you to compare markets. Okay. This is the chart as you see it by default, but you can come here and you just delete some indicators, for instance. You may transform the, let me see here. You may transform it to a line chart, for example. This is the euro-dollar chart, and you may start to compare those, the euro-dollar in this case, which is other major pairs, cable here, yen there, okay, and then you have in percentage-wise, you have performance for each one of these markets, okay. So this is another functionality that may be useful for you, and it may have been hidden somewhere in the old site architecture. And here we bring it out to you. You may switch the time zone, for instance, switching the time zone of your charting platform. You know that if you are registered in FXStreet, you will go to settings here under your profile. You see your username will appear here if you are registered, and under the settings, you may choose your time zone. And this is important if you are a regular user of the site, because everything you see on the site which is time sensitive will be adapted to your time zone.